Hey, Art 17 here. Where are we? 17. Art 17. And I have 4 courses. So now and then I make a mistake. But this is Art 17, and I know that because I see the schedule. So we are in week, goodness gracious, 9. So past the halfway mark. If you did not send me your midterm presentation, then it is too late by now, unless you sent one earlier during the week that it was due and you had difficulty. But if you didn't try to send anything and say that you were having trouble, then it's too late to do the midterm now. It was due last week by Sunday, which was yesterday. All right, so we are in week 9, and this is assignment number 16. I'm going to talk about drawing of an animal with foreshortening. Now, it doesn't have to be an animal. I'll show you other examples. So I'm going to change that later, animal to anything, because there are some good examples of other drawings that aren't animals. Excuse me, I'm yawning. And then we'll talk about personal logo and light logic later in the week. So let's go to, that's not what I want to go to. Let's see, I'm going to go to here. Foreshortening is that part of the body, or if you were to do an animal, then part of that animal is closer to you than the other parts. That makes things like hands and feet here, as you're looking around to these ideas, Bruce Lee and his hands, that makes the hands a lot larger in appearance. So again, it's an illusion. We've been working on illusions and different things. So perspective. So in the perspective of foreshortening, if somebody's pointing you in their face with their hand is almost as big as their head in appearance. When in reality, if you were to match it up right next to the head for size, it would be a lot smaller than it is appearing when it's pointed at you in your face, extended arm away from the rest of the body and head. Same with feet, like out here in front. That's the foreshortening, they call it. So, yeah, the feet are large, the head is smaller, the arms are kind of very short looking, but that's because you're not seeing the full length of them. They're going away from you and appearing to get smaller as they do, and they meet up with the shoulders in this particular drawing. Something like the Bruce Lee, you got a big hand here. This one's a little smaller, but still bigger than the head because it's not quite next to the head. It's kind of big. This is a lot bigger. That's the foreshortening effect, okay? And that's what all of these are, if you look at them. Hands are very big. The finger's even bigger than something like this finger because it's even extended a little further. Anything that's extended closer to you is going to appear to get bigger or appear to be larger. Feet back here, person over here, head over here. Everything going away from you is appearing to get smaller, so you're going to draw it smaller. That's how you get that accomplished. And it works for various things. There's just this idea here, this one, even the knees here on the legs are smaller than the hips and whatever's back here. So those are the people. Let's put animal in just so you know. There's some good ones of cows and whatnot, or dogs. Dogs are great for this because they have a big old nose, right? And if that nose is really close to you, the nose looks huge and the eyes are back here. You don't really see a lot of the face, just a little curvature of the side of the nose, and then the back of the head sort of appears back here. So that's really good foreshortening. You know, and it's really fun one to do. So the dog nose is excellent for this. And then you have other ideas. The horse and the big nose there, and the cat raising up, and his feet are back here. The tail's kind of small. You don't see the side of the body all that much. It's just kind of layered in there, and then you see little tiny feet under there. And when the front feet are bigger, and his head, of course, is about the biggest thing you're looking at. So there's a few examples here of that. So any of these that is showing, like, you know, big head here, the body's diminishing down because you're kind of closer to the head, looking at the head, not the whole body. The body is not straight up and down for you to look at. This guy falling down, and the feet are back here, jacket, head, you know, hand in front is actually a little bigger than it would be if it was next to the face, just like the Bruce Lee I pointed out. And you can go through these. There's a lot of them. You know, you can do one of yourself too if you're taking a picture kind of far away and point at the camera next to you, and then you're going to appear to be in the foreshortening. So here's your examples. Foreshortening. There's not really a video on it, but I might be able to find one. Let me see what I can do. And then, but just, you know, look at these ideas of the dog nose. That's the whole idea there, or the finger or the hand in front of the person, and the person's in the background. And everything else in the back is smaller, when that nose might be about the size of this whole eye in reality. If it was like, take that nose and put it over here by the eye, it would be maybe around the size of the eye. But here it's even, you know, bigger than normal because it's right here in your face. And dogs and bears and whatever, you know, lots of dog foreshortening here. Of course, dogs without a long snoot, it's a little harder to get that together, like this guy, the boxer. What is he? That's not a boxer. Bulldog. Yeah. It needs something that's extending toward you. That's really, and then like this animal tongue here. Let me see if I can put cow in here, because there was a really good cow one at one time. Yeah. All right. You know, I think you get the idea. I think dogs are better, but the cow with the tongue, yeah, you know, this is awesome. That's foreshortening. All right. I think you got the idea. If you don't, let me know. These are good. These are good. These are cool. Because the nose is going to appear to be a lot larger when it's closer to you, and the eyes and head are behind that, kind of going off. Believe it or not, that's foreshortening too. Let's see. Yeah. You know, because you're up here looking, the body is down and away from you, as opposed to straight up and down. So here's a pretty provocative one. Looking up this time. So the knees and legs look bigger than they would, and then all this area is looking a little smaller in appearance. It's just an appearance. It's not necessarily reality. It's a reality to this perspective you're looking at it, right? And then you start thinking about, well, what is reality? It depends on what you're looking at and where you're looking from, as far as drawing goes, and painting, and maybe a lot of other things. So you can learn a lot from drawing. There's another one. Okay, so that's the last one I'll show. Have fun with this one, and we'll talk with you in the middle of the week. You should start sending me all your work if you're behind. You're probably really at a high risk of failing, and we are, entering the end of the semester here. That on the other half, there's still assignments to do, and if you haven't had the chance to do several assignments and send them to me, you're starting to get way, way, way behind. It'll be difficult for you to catch up, so you want to start doing that now. All right, thank you.